2, 1. Okay, welcome. February. We're going to have a pledge to the flag. I pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Welcome everybody, welcome audience. Okay. Roll call.
Mark Foltz.
Here.
Mark Frazier.
Here.
Francis Griffin.
Here.
Kelly Schmitz here. Troy Parmalee.
Here. Okay. We've got our agenda before you, and Kelly retyped it today, so it should end in the Planning Commission annual report.
Motion to approve the agenda.
Okay, Troy's made the motion. Mark, second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay. Should have your minutes from January 5th. Somewhere, right here. Yeah.
Motion to approve the minutes.
Troy has made a motion to approve the minutes as presented.
Which section?
Second of the motion. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Okay, pass. Okay. Public comments at this time. We'll have another session at the end, okay? Okay. Sheriff report, Troy.
All right, it looks like during January, we had 116 calls, of which 21 of them were traffic stops.
21. Oh, okay. What's BOL?
Be on the lookout.
16 of them, okay.
Could be anything.
Be on the lookout, okay. So they were looking. I see the cars up, and in fact, I followed the sheriff.
But I mean, you know, be on the lookout for
Whatever.
a
Deer.
a drunk driver, somebody swerving over the line, somebody who ran a stop sign,
That's good.
township supervisor driving erratically, I mean, could be anything.
Is that a true statement? All right, well, can we edit the tape? Okay, here we go. All right, let me see. We've got Mark Assessor.
Assessor, the biggest thing we've had happen, and it was about 2 weeks ago, our main pumper went in for some repair work and a DOT inspection. They found a 6-foot long crack in the frame. You cannot have a fire truck with a crack in the frame.
Oh.
You cannot weld it.
And you can't weld it?
Nope.
Now what?
So we looked into replacing the frames. NISA just had the same situation, cost them $170,000 to replace the frame.
Oh,
That truck is almost 20 years old.
so it's probably time to.
Well,
Is this the tanker?
nope, main pumper out of Station 1. We replaced the pumper from Station 2, yeah. So,
But the truck isn't that old, is it?
2003 or something.
It's not bad.
Doesn't have that many miles or hours on it.
No,
You can't put core steel underneath it?
Nope.
On the side?
Was it
Nope.
used?
Illegal to do that.
illegal to do that.
God.
So,
Well, they wanted to go from A to B. You know.
so we looked into a lot of different things. We found a 1992 in very nice shape, passed all the inspections. Same basic truck, Tomahawk controls, same pump capacity, 1250, same water 1,000, 4-man cab or 6-man cab actually. We bought that for about $12,000.
You did buy it?
Yep, we bought it. Because we had to have an engine, because it's at least 18 months to get an engine, and the last one we bought was $520,000. We figure we're close to $700 now, and we don't have the cash.
Can you use that old one for parts for some of the others?
And not really, but we could take out brackets and hangers and, stuff like
Yeah, when you
that.
had the frame cracked.
Well, like I say, NISA just went through the same thing.
Same make.
No, I don't think it was the same. This one's an E1 out of Florida.
I mean, when they bought that was quite an engine.
Yep.
You know, I mean, it was much more than we've ever had before and stuff.
So, at any rate, we're back with an engine, and it may not be quite in service yet, but it's there.
Okay, well, good.
So that was kind of a jolt, but we managed to make it work. So.
And you had a vote on a new chairman?
Well, that's got to be redone, so we'll cover that next week.
Okay, so, just
Tim,
Tim.
Duluth right now, currently, but that may change, don't know.
All right, so that's the report.
That's
That's the report, thanks. Check. DDA, we did meet, minutes. We had a quorum, which was a good thing. It was, just by the skin of our chin, we had enough people. We approved our budget for this year. We talked a little bit about Rose Boulevard. We held off on the lighting, putting lights down on Lansing Road going to Signature Ford for now, because the bid was twice as much as we expected it, so we're going to work with consumers. Consumers is getting a lot of money for less fortunate things, or they're putting $500,000 into the Masonic Temple in Flint. They're giving a lot of money away, so this lighting project, for some reason, took a dip up. And so I've got to get with that gentleman who actually, Raphael, who actually is in Flint, and I put a call into him today, and we're trying to meet with him to get a sharper pencil for the DDA. We're going to work on the grant application still, on getting the water loop from Old Lansing Road, tying in to down Bennett Drive to the high school. That is a meeting with Ben Frederick this Friday at 10:30 here. And Shawwassee Economic Development will be present. And we're going to talk about state funding, maybe instead of just the grant money from the feds. And there's money available. Talked a little bit about new members. I'll talk about that later. So it was a good meeting. Lasted about an hour. So that was our update on the DDA. Zoning. Zoning. We had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 people with zoning complaints, re-inspections, junk and debris, business without a license, junk and debris. Okay, Perry Township, we got to get our act together here. You know, make us look good here. So we got that going. Check. County Commissioner was with him yesterday. They do have a new commissioner. His name is
Brad Howard.
what's the first name?
Brad Howard.
Brad Howard, and he was sworn in. I guess he was a township supervisor at Burns Township, I believe.
Correct.
I think.
Yep.
Okay.
Was.
Okay. Library?
Library, it looks like they had their audit results given to them, and they got a clean modified audit report. They are going to renovate the Perry branch, which means it's going to be closed temporarily and moving everything out, completely redoing it.
Where's it going? Where's the stuff going?
I don't know. They got it handled. They may have got Verizon or TDS to let them use part of that building next door. I'm not sure.
Okay.
Or maybe going to the city. I'm
Okay.
really not sure
For a period of time.
for a period of time. And some personnel changes and nothing really big. They had a problem with a furnace in Corona, and they couldn't get Corona to fix it, so they had part of the building didn't have any heat in it.
Uh-oh.
They finally just said, Corona, fix this now.
So they did.
I guess.
Any questions on the library? I was able to pick up my state of Michigan tax booklet there today, so they're out there. If you need your, if you don't want to print off 57 pages online, it is available at our district library for free. So you know that. That's a public service announcement brought to you by the IRS/State of Michigan, blah, blah, blah. That's free. Okay. Where else are we here? Oh, you want to speak to the I-69 trade program?
You can, you filled in for me.
Troy went at the last one, and I went at this one. We did have a quorum, 14 people, but we had 14 people. So again, like the DDA, we made it by the edge of our nose. They did vote on several things to allow the executive committee to act on behalf of the full board in case, and then they're going to have an annual meeting every year. They're still going to have the monthly meetings, but they may not be able to approve the budgets and stuff. If they
The
don't-
executive committee can handle
But the
it.
executive committee can do that. We voted and okayed that. And then they're going to start up the payments, the $10,000 for the SCDP that pays our amount every year. They waived that last year because of COVID. they're going to start that, we all approve that. And then we have a consulting firm that Justin Horvath and different people at SCDP have used in the past. It's $11,000 a month for 4 months, and it's going to,
It's a rails, it's a company called High Road Consulting to do a comprehensive rail study in the corridor. I think that could be a real big thing.
benefits. Yeah, okay. And then,
I mean, it won't be anything right here, but it'll be something in the Durand, Owasso, Flint
helpful
triangle.
for the IC.
Yeah, no, it'd be a logistics thing.
We also, they approved to allow Lansing. Lansing wants to join the
Correct.
I-69 trade corridor, a couple of places in Lansing, so they approved that. The attorney that we had with the trade corridor, he's a city attorney for Lansing now.
Yeah,
and they
he retired.
picked another gentleman. And then they approved the meeting calendar, so that's what they did there. So, any questions with that? All right. Hopefully Troy goes to the meeting next month.
Just had a conflict, yeah.
I understand. So now we're down to SCDP.
We were approved for the high certification with AEDO, and we're one of 71 in the United States and Canada, the SCD, economic development groups that are
Certified.
certified with them. We are putting together 3 steering committees that are going to handle talent, childcare, and business development. And we're looking for people that want to serve on that, mostly from members that don't have somebody on the board. And we are in the strongest financial position that SCDP has ever been in at the end of the year, and with the most members. We picked up a lot of members during that drive last year, and a lot of it was to do with the COVID calls that Justin did. And then there was a thing in Durand that is kind of interesting, but Durand has sold 200 acres of land to a builder who's going to put in 350 units of apartments, condos, and houses, single-family houses.
What about that?
And that 200 acres won't be used up, and he has possibility of more. So that's
It's in the city.
it's in the city. Yeah, of course, the city encompasses quite a bit of property. So.
Well, good.
Yeah, so that's, the MEDC has gotten some grant money, and we've got some money coming to do some site studies and things like that. And there's a site in Corunna, there's the big site in Durand that are both top of the list, but Perry's third on the list to that Lansing Road corridor we're trying to get the water on. So that could play good for us.
Okay, is that it?
Yep.
And you're going to meet this month,
Oh, yeah.
17th? Okay. Financial report and, planning commission.
No meeting.
No meeting? Okay, we're going to meet this one, okay. All right. Financial report and pay the bills, Troy.
You've got your bills list in front of you. I don't know of anything out of the ordinary or anything. Are there any questions or anything on the bills?
Let's see, did we get a state? We didn't get a state.
No, it'll be next month.
This month.
Odd number months, first of odd number months.
Any
I mean,
questions?
there's property taxes coming in and stuff like that.
What's the board's pleasure?
I'll
Pay
make
the
a
bills.
Mark? Pay the bills.
Second.
Second by Butch, okay.
Wake him up once in a while.
Roll call vote, Kelly.
Mark Foltz?
Yes.
Mark Frazier?
Yes.
Francis Griffin? Kelly Schmidt? Yes. Troy Carmen?
Yes.
Okay. Any correspondence, Kelly?
No.
Troy?
Nope.
Okay, we have our MTA schedule. This is the monthly MTA schedule, and it's basically the first Tuesday of the month. We hosted it January 4th. They had an Antrim Township, February 1st, March 1st, Bennington Township, April 5th, May 3rd, all the way through the year. that was one correspondent I had. Word hit today that Harry is getting a credit union. It'll be coming in on Main Street at 150 South Main, which is sharing the office of where the
Central Pharmacy.
pharmacy is. PFCU, and that's
Portland.
located in Portland, Pierre, Ionia, Westphalia, Lansing, Flint. It actually stands for, not Portland, but Philadelphia Federal Credit Union. Looked at it today, so anyway.
And they bought the one that was headquartered in Durant a couple of years ago, so they.
Yeah, they're in
have
Durant,
that.
yeah.
So
But that's out, that's good knowledge for everybody to know. And that was the only correspondence I really had. Okay. Water update, unfinished business. Okay, as most of you know, the DDA, we've been working with the city of Perry to work with on our water loop, which was at the time about $6.7 million for a booster pump station for the city of Perry, water tower, second water tower for them on Old Lansing Road near Bryan, near, actually, I think it's in our property, a piece of property that we own. And then also the water line going down east, in the south part of Lansing Road, turning at Bennett Drive, connecting back to the high school. That was reevaluated by the engineer that did our preliminary report, Hubbleroth and Clark from Detroit, and they cannot bid on this job. They're just kind of like our oversight arm. They reevaluated bids, and the labor is the same basically, but the cost of the water tower actually come down about $100,000 for the city of Perry, $2.3 million. The well house and the well house improvements on Ellsworth Road for the second pumping station, probably a 2-pump system, $1.2 million, it's up $100,000. And our water main extension, 1.9, almost 2 million, 1.9, it was 1.7 something, so about 200,000 it went up. So that's what happened. Along with that, of course, you got 10% for mobilization, that went up a little bit. Engineering costs 20%, that's $1 million, which I think is a little high, but again, you err on the side of safety, but again, that went up.
At the end of the day, basically to resubmit, they're going to resubmit the grant application to the EDA.
Yes.
And also the MEDC's involved for potentially handling the local match, and along with the potential state infrastructure money. Nonetheless, we had previously committed a match through us and the LDFA and the DDA, and so had the city of Perry. City of Perry did a resolution reaffirming theirs. We need to do the same just so it's current, because this other one's a year old.
Right.
So I will make a
Well, we're
motion.
going to do that later down there.
Yeah, it's on the.
And why is it on here twice?
Right here. I don't know. We can do
About a third up from the bottom.
We were going to have you do it then, but
It's the same thing. Okay,
well,
whatever.
I'm just giving, but basically the water update is we are looking at the 80-20 match. The 20% would be partly with us, about 10% with us we can afford and the city of Perry can afford. The other 10% will come from the SEDP or the state of Michigan.
Not the SEDP, the MEDC.
MEDC, Michigan Economic Development, MEDC, which Shawwass Economic is French under them. But
No,
anyway.
they're not. They're a separate entity.
Anyway, there you go. But
Okay.
we are meeting with the state on Friday, the mayor and myself, and also the SEDP this time. And we are looking at state money available now for infrastructure, which the governor has okayed. And Ben Frederick is head of the Office of Majority Floor Leader. Ben has the money, so we're looking at, if the state does it, we don't have to do the big grant money. So we'll see how that turns out Friday. But anyway, that's the update as it is right now. It's a moving target, and the problem is we've got to get our feet in the mud and get it going, or else we'll never get it. So that's the deal. All right, we'll get more on this in a little bit. Lawn care agreement, Kelly.
So we received a update for the lawn care agreement for 2022. We have an increase of $5 for the mowing of the township hall and the retention ponds, and a $25 increase for the cemetery.
I'll make a motion that that we approve the contract increase for the Rescue Me Lawn Care.
A second.
Butch will second, Troy made a motion, Butch seconded, all in favor?
No, that's a roll
It's
call.
gotta be a roll
Oh,
call.
well, we can roll call. Let's roll call. Kelly.
Mark Frazier.
Yes.
Francis Griffin.
Yes.
Kelly Schmidt, yes. Ray Parmalee.
Yes,
Mark Foltz.
and we practice this too.
Mark
Mark.
Foltz.
Yes, yes.
Do you have anything to add or anything, questions, Tony, or anything?
Nope.
You're doing a really nice job,
We're
so.
trying our best. It can be very difficult sometimes.
Absolutely.
One thing I do want to add on there that I don't know if you guys read, in between mowings, there might be periods of time where there is a burial. If there is a burial, say for instance, we mow on a Wednesday and they're burying on a Sunday, the grass can grow an inch or 6 inches. It just depends on the time of year. If we are notified within 24 to 48 hours, we'll come out and we'll mow around that area or a walking area around it, make sure it's all nice and trimmed up around it so it looks presentable. You know, because it's an emotional time for the family. So it's something we've added on this year because we realized that Michigan weather's unpredictable. So
That's true. Sometimes it can be a week and a half or 2 weeks before we get to it.
yeah.
Tony, give a little thought to this, and if you don't have the ability to do it, that's fine. We had to do something a few years ago. Actually, inside the retention ponds,
Okay.
if you have any way to, I mean, it's not part of your normal agreement, but if you have any way to brush cut that, we've had to do that over the years, every 5-7 years, so it doesn't grow up to a forest in there.
Yeah.
If you have that ability, though, let us know on a price on it.
Okay.
You know, if not, we'll,
We have
Look
to
out.
bear longer.
right, we had a guy come in with an arm mower before, because eventually it will grow up to trees in there
Yes.
if we don't, so.
I
Just keep
do, I
that
do
in.
have the capabilities to do it.
Okay,
So
well then take a look at it and let us know then on it.
are you just looking at the one or do you want to do both of them?
Both.
Both. Okay.
Just so they don't, eventually, I mean, trees will grow in there
Yeah.
otherwise. so.
Yeah.
And we need to look at the back line of the cemetery, that south back line. Talk to Mike about it.
Okay.
He sprays it with brush killer
But
every year.
we have beat it back a few times.
Yeah.
It's stuff we've had an arm mower come in and do before, but if it's something you have the ability to do,
Okay.
get with Kelly and let us know on the price.
We'll do.
Right? Other than that, thank you.
Yep. No problem.
Okay. Kelly Orkin.
The Orkin agreement was extended at the same price as last year, which is $864 for the year.
Okay, we paid up front, don't we?
You pay it up front, we get a $36 discount.
I'll make a motion that we get rid of the ants.
Second.
Okay, Butch, okay, roll call vote, Kelly?
Francis Griffin.
Yes.
Kelly Schmidt, yes. Ray Parmalee.
Yes.
Mark Foltz.
Yes.
Mark Frazier.
Yes.
Okay. All right, Kelly.
Attorney
2020
contract.
attorney contract.
Yep. I spoke with Tom. He is willing to extend this year again at the same prices that he had for last year. He did tell me that he's been with the bar for 50 years now, and he probably is going to retire next year.
Oh,
So this may be our last year with Tom.
wow, okay.
So,
On memory.
yep, we need to extend that contract out.
Make
Make
a
a
motion.
motion. Go ahead, Mark.
I make a motion, we extend the
Okay,
contract.
Mark's made a motion.
Second.
Butch second, okay. Roll call vote, Kelly.
Kelly Schmidt, yes. Trey Parmalee.
Yes.
Mark
Yes.
Foltz.
Yes.
Mark Frazier.
Yes.
Francis Griffin.
Yes.
All right, now we're moving on to more of the, kind of a paperwork thing. Assessor accessibility policy, Kelly.
No, it looks like it's the contract first.
Right.
Let's see.
But
Policy,
Tina's contract,
guidelines.
you don't have anything. I don't have anything anyway.
Contract.
Tina,
Oh, well, I've got the contract.
yeah, Tina's contract is up, she proposed just renewing it at the same terms.
So we also have to do a resolution
Well, for-
that
for
says
Tina.
that we've hired, you know, a township assessor. It's part of what we're required to do. So resolution 01/2022. It's just a proposal to incorporate
We
herein,
don't have a copy of it.
Go ahead, Kelly.
authorizing the township supervisor and clerk to execute the said contract with Tina.
I make a motion, we do that.
All right, Mark's made a motion to up the assessor, to same rate of pay.
Renew it for 3
renew it,
years.
approve it for another year.
3 years.
Butch?
3 years.
Oh, 3 years, 3 years, oh my, 3 years.
It was 3 years last time.
Yes.
Has it been 3 years?
It's been 3
Boy,
years.
time flies when you're having fun. Are we having fun tonight? Huh? All right. All right.
Who seconded that? Butch, thank you.
Butch, yeah. Mark and Butch.
All right.
3 year,
Roll
okay.
call.
All right.
Troy Parmalee?
Yes.
Mark Foltz?
Yes.
Mark Frazier?
Yes.
Francis Griffin?
Yes.
Kelly Schmidt, yes.
All right, that's that. Next on our list of new business is Board of Review Resolution 3, 2022, adopt poverty rates, guidelines, and
Accessibility.
So you should have in your packet the updated poverty guidelines, which on page 2, basically the main thing that changes is the numbers every year. And these are the federal guidelines, depending on how many people are in the household, that the Board of Review is supposed to use when determining a hardship
is
application.
that per month?
Per year.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah, no,
That's
it's pretty, not many people own their own home with those levels.
No.
We also
Yeah.
had to add the asset test to that, and so that's.
Because, right, you have to have that income plus you can't have any other assets to a cumulative value of $25,000.
And then
So you can't have a low income but tons of assets, then you don't qualify for that.
Board Review.
You've got to have nothing and not to qualify for that, so. I will make a motion that we approve, what do we call it, Resolution 0322 for the poverty guidelines, rates, and asset test.
Second, okay.
Butch, okay, Butch seconded, Troy, Butch.
Yes.
She did that.
Yep. Mark Foltz?
Yes.
Mark Frazier?
Yes.
Francis Griffin?
Yes.
Kelly Schmidt, yes. Troy Parmalee?
So Paperwork Wednesday. All right. Next on our paperwork pile is the Board Review, which is set for Prairie Township Hall. Organizational meeting will be Tuesday, March 8th at 10 a.m. right here. Letters of protest are accepted, and they must be postmarked by March 16th.
They have to be received,
It has to be received, must be by March 16th,
not postmarked.
9 p.m.
Received.
9 p.m.
Yes.
Anyway, okay, oh yeah, because our
Because that's when you
appeals,
adjourn.
our two appeals, the first is Tuesday, 9 to 3, Wednesday, the 16th, 3 to 9. So Tuesday, March 15th, 9 to 3, bring your complaints, we're here. Thursday, 3 to 9.
Motion to approve the Board of Review dates for 2022.
Second.
Motion is made by Troy, seconded by Butch. All in favor?
Butch or Mark? It was Mark, okay. Got it.
Mark and Butch.
No.
Troy
Troy and
Troy and Mark.
Troy
I got it.
and Mark.
You gotta quit going to the bar before the meeting, okay?
Voice vote's fine here.
Voice, who's for this?
Aye.
Aye. Okay, anybody opposed? Perfect, okay. Board review is set. And we've already actually set that to her to publish.
Good.
We've sent that to
Yeah,
Perry
Devin is making sure. that
Perry
gets-
City Clerk. Yeah.
Just make sure it's the same date that's on the assessment.
And it is,
That's
yeah.
all.
Assessor accessibility policy.
Right, so we are required by law to have an assessor accessibility policy. And that's in your packet there.
We've had this before. This is just the same one, just kind of an
It's
update.
updated one. That's-
Motion to accept the updated assessor accessibility policy.
What's changed on it?
The name of the assessor. I mean, we did one of these a few years ago. We just needed to re-update. Basically gives her phone number, email address, inquiries will be responded to. It's available online.
Okay, who made a motion?
I did,
Mark?
Butch second.
Butch seconded, okay. All in favor?
No,
Aye.
that's
Aye.
a roll call because it's a policy.
Butch, okay. Check.
It's a roll
Hold on,
call.
Kelly wants to do a roll call on it.
Oh, my.
Mark Frazier,
Yes.
Francis Griffin.
Yes.
Kelly Schmidt, yes. Troy Parmalee.
Yes.
Mark Foltz.
Yes. All right. Okay, back to the board review. We did have a meeting in the winter, December 14th at 10.
We didn't do this last month?
She
No.
told me to put it in here. Meeting was called to order at 10:06. Everybody was present, including our assessor. Pledge to the flag, minutes reviewed, assessor noted that all approved changes have been completed and posted. Motion to accept the July board review by Jim, seconded by Dave Fletcher.
Say, we didn't have any changes.
Micaiah noted the annual field work and studies have been completed and continued to input information into the computer, which she continues every Wednesday when she's here. No changes to the roll, no other business, no questions, and we dismissed at 10:12.
Say, we didn't have any
That's our report.
letters to hand.
Okay. Resolution, Kelly, for Charter Township repairing.
We just, apparently every 10 years, based on the census, what it says is we are eligible to be a charter township. I mean, I don't think we have any intentions to become one, but we have to reaffirm that every 10 years.
We have a population over 200, or
2,000.
2,000, then we have that opportunity to do that.
I would make a motion that we continue being a general law township. and
I'll
not-
second that.
Troy has made a motion to continue business as usual. And Mark second.
Francis Griffin,
Yes.
Kelly Schmidt, yes. Troy Parmalee,
Yes.
Ed Cole,
Yes.
Mark Frazier.
Yes.
Okay. Next on our long list of things to do. Oh, DDA appointments. Okay, we had 2 appointments at our meeting, and they had been sworn in. They were the Robert Hero, who opted for another 4-year term, and Robert Taylor, who also got re-upped for another 4 years, I think.
Are these the ones that are up
Yep.
now?
Yes.
They've been re-upped, well,
Well,
and we-
we're the ones that appoint, they don't
Yeah,
appoint.
well,
Yes.
but I
They
swore in.
said that they would do it, so now we just have to,
Yeah,
we have to appoint.
We have to prove that.
Okay.
For your term.
You couldn't have sworn the minute.
Well, they don't, I was told you.
Anyway,
I-
okay.
Anyway, they both will serve, and they are happy.
Seriously, I mean,
Happy
they
to do
need to be sworn in after
Okay.
we've appointed.
We do that, maybe, we can swear them in again. They don't work.
Okay.
Okay, so anyway, they were wanting to continue, and thank goodness Robert's the chairman, and Robert Taylor the farmer, which they all are there every time. I have to give them credit. Every time we meet, they've been there. They've not missed a meeting. So, okay,
So I make a
Motion.
motion, we
Mark?
accept their applications to serve for another 4 years.
Okay,
I'll second.
Butch, second, okay. All in favor?
No.
Roll call for them.
Kelly Schmidt, yes. Troy Parmalee,
Yes.
Mark Foltz,
Yes.
Mark Frazier.
Yes.
Francis Griffin.
Yes.
All right. Kelly, we've got a budget workshop, a session date.
February 15th at 6 PM at the Township Hall here for a work session.
At what time?
6 PM?
That works for everybody still?
6.
6 PM, okay.
Except for my wife, but that's okay.
6 PM, okay. Next Tuesday.
I'll have to miss chores, she doesn't like that.
All right.
Are we making a motion to accept that?
We don't. Well, make a motion to schedule a special meeting for February 15th.
And that'll be posted, right?
Second.
Seconded by Butch, all in favor?
Aye.
All right. And also then, Kelly, 2022, 2023 annual meeting and budget hearing date.
Yep, that was March 2nd at 7 PM.
That's a
Make a
Wednesday.
motion.
That's a Wednesday, March 2nd. That's our
Before our
normal,
meeting.
normal meeting time, date,
And we do that at 7, right?
Yes.
7.
Yeah, I make a motion to do that.
Mark, okay. Second. Butch? All in favor?
Aye.
Troy, we got a 2022 salary resolution recommendation. What is 04? Resolution 04-2022 this year.
Well, it's actually going to be 3 of them because we have to do them separately. But. So we need to set the resolution to be acted on at the annual meeting of the supervisor, for the salary of the supervisor, clerk, and treasurer. Presently, we're at $19,600 a year. My personal thought would be to go to $20,500, so 4.5%, somewhere in there.
4.5%.
4%, somewhere in there. Yeah, how well we've been.
I make a motion, we make supervisors pay $1.
Dollar a day.
A dollar and,
I'll make a motion, we make supervisors pay $20,500.
All right.
these are all subject to ratification at the end.
Mark has made a motion for the supervisor, what, 20,000?
500, isn't that correct?
Yes.
All right,
Second.
seconded by Butch, all right. All in, oh,
Roll
roll call
roll
vote.
call on all
Man,
three
this
of
is a
them.
roll call day.
Francis Griffith,
Yes,
Kelly Schmidt, yes. Troy Parmalee,
Yes.
Mark Foltz,
Yes.
Mark Frazier.
Yes.
Make a motion, we set the clerk's salary at $20,500.
I'll second that.
Troy Parmalee,
Yes.
Mark Foltz,
Yes.
Mark Frazier.
Yes.
Francis
Yes.
Griffith, Kelly Schmidt, yes.
Make a motion, we make the treasurers pay $20,500.
second.
All right, Mark and Butch seconded. Kelly?
Kelly Schmidt, yes. Troy Parmalee,
Yes.
Mark Foltz,
Yes.
Mark Frazier,
Yes.
Francis Griffith.
Yes,
Moving right along. Okay. Troy's got a resolution.
Oh, okay. Well, this is what I wanted to do earlier, but
That's right.
you got it in two spots, I guess. So we just have to do the resolution, reaffirm our commitment for the SEDP to resubmit this grant application to the EDA. So, I mean, this isn't, we're not bound by anything here. It's just we have to reaffirm our commitments to if the EDA comes through and grants it on that. And those were all previously appropriated, the money the township had put aside for it, and the DDA and the LDFA. So I'll make a motion that we reaffirm our resolution of commitment to the EDA grant.
Second.
Second by Mark. Roll call vote, Kelly?
Troy Parmalee,
Yes.
Mark Foltz,
Yes.
Mark Frazier,
Yes.
Francis Griffith,
yes,
Kelly Schmidt, yes.
And the city of Perry did theirs last Thursday.
Thursday
So,
night.
because we both had to do it.
We have to tuck ours in because the actual application will be with the city of Perry. We're only under it.
Correct.
The money, if it's federal money, it'll go to the state, the city of Perry, and then
Because it's their system.
it's their system. We are just participating in it. Of course, we're going to be the benefactors on parts of water lines, so.
But we're still the fiduciary for that.
No, they do the
They're-
fiduciary.
Oh, I thought you were.
They're running the show.
Because they have to be, it's their system. So
So that's-
everything would funnel through them.
But that was fine. Okay. Oh, boy. Parking lot bids. We've got 3 bids, right, Kelly?
Yeah.
We submitted for sealed bids and they were opened in front of all the staff was here and
And the permits and the assistants.
Yep.
And we had several, we had Michigan Paving, they had actually different numbers, three numbers, option 1, option 2, and then a voluntary option 3. McCurry Asphalt in Lansing, their option 1, and option 2, and option 3. And then we had American Asphalt, which had only option 1, declined option 2. The one, American Asphalt, was for $213,400, and that is basically remove and haul away the asphalt, excavate 12-inch stone base, haul off the side, furnish and install 12 inches of 23A crushed limestone, fine grade, pave 4.5 inches, furnish and install 3-inch 13A hot asphalt, level, apply SS1H bond coat, furnish and install 1.5-inch 13A hot asphalt, and paint the lines on the parking lot. That's option 1. The other option 1 from Michigan Paving was $183,000.
216,000.
Oh, wait, first up, 218,000 for that, 218 compared to 213. And then McCurdy on the option was 220. So they all were within a ballpark of each other.
Yeah, they were all
Option
very
one.
close.
Yeah. Option 2 was more in what we wanted to do, was pulverize and stockpile. Anyway,
Option 2 was using existing material
embedding that.
for the base.
Yeah,
And option 1 was bringing in new base material.
right, and that's down to 180.
Michigan Paving was 183, McCurney was 224, and American did not bid it.
Okay. And
Then Michigan Paving gave a voluntary option 3, which was basically remove and just paving it, not doing anything to the base, which
wouldn't really.
I don't really think will solve anything. That was 129,000. And McCurney did the same thing too, which was 114,595, so they were again very close. But again, neither of those do anything with the base. And,
So McCurney also had option 4. There's an option 4 on there.
which was to,
Instead of the crushed limestone, they were gonna put a cement base.
Oh, cement.
That was 174.
About twice as much as we had planned, basically.
Can we do this?
well, can we do it? I mean, sure. I mean, with the change, of course, with, I don't know if you read about the change to the American Rescue Plan money. It's in our NTA magazine this month.
Yeah, I didn't get a
I
chance to
haven't
read
read
the
it.
article.
Basically, it can, the restrictions are off of it. I mean, it can be used for any normal governmental service if you receive less than $10 million, which we did.
We wanted to
Because I mean, basically, the federal government's determined they had no way to monitor all this, so they took all of the, you know, that existing list was the same, but you can use it for any other governmental service. So it can be used, improvement of township property is one of them on the list.
But we,
Now, one of the things it cannot be used for is matching money for a federal grant program
oh, really?
Or retirement,
or retirement.
or retirement. Like
So it can't be used for
The water.
the water.
But the floor.
Now, it could be used if we did something totally on our own, but it can't be used as federal match. It cannot be used, you can't use that federal money for matching money for other federal funds, if that makes sense.
So we could use it if the state gives us money. We could use it for if the state wants.
Yeah,
We could use it if the state says, well, we're not gonna give you 7 million, we'll give you 6.
so, yes, I mean, between what we can appropriate out of this next year's budget, some of that money and what we put aside, yeah, we can do it. It's a lot of money, but
But it's not gonna get any cheaper.
it's not gonna get any cheaper, and it's gotten a lot more expensive probably by waiting, and it's starting to really come unglued. I mean, we're gonna have a problem.
Yeah,
Well, so it sounds like,
So if you read,
Go ahead.
yeah, so we asked Chris Cannon from the road commission to review them.
Give us
You know, I mean,
his
he's-
thoughts.
You know, he's much more of an expert on this, and, you know, his recommendation was the Michigan Paving's option 2.
do we know Michigan
you
paving?
realize that?
Yeah.
You see the difference between two and three is the same damn thing, except no stockpile, and you're talking about $54,000.
Well, but 3 isn't removing the base.
They aren't getting down.
Same as option 2.
After pulverizing and only removing enough material to accommodate the new asphalt. Where option 2 makes 12 inches of base.
Because of the sand, we think we need to go down.
You gotta do it right.
Yeah, and that's what, see,
Otherwise you're
that's
back
what,
to going.
that's what it is there on, if you look on line 2 of option 2, Butch,
Yeah.
where it talks about install pulverized material adding crushed limestone for 12 inches of base, where 3 doesn't do anything to the base other than repave it. Does that make sense?
And Troy, correct me if I'm wrong, but we've been stockpiling some money in our budget for the last 4 or 5 years.
Not
Not
very-
that
no.
much.
But you had some, you had 30, 40,000.
We could, if you want, we can do this at our budget workshop meeting too next week. We don't have to do this.
Well, we
Review
could,
the bids,
okay,
review the bids, and we'll come up with a plan.
if we have to have that money for the water system, we could decide not to do this then, right?
Right, well, if we decide.
We're gonna
do it,
have
we
to
need get
commit
one
to
going.
this
We need to get
soon.
one going.
You
I
know.
would like to make a suggestion, if I could. If you would let me call whoever this was that did this, Michigan Paving, I think it's, if I have a couple of emails, I did help 2 of these, help 2 of these people.
Michigan, to answer your question, Michigan Paving is who does the road commissions all the
They
time.
do the road commissions.
Oh, okay.
And 2 of the 3 of the
Okay.
people there know
Okay.
Chris very well.
All right.
But
So, I mean,
I would like-
they used to be Spartan Asphalt,
Oh,
you know, so I mean,
I would like to-
very reputable.
call the fellow that worked this bid up and Chris, and the 3 of us meet to kind of go over the, see if there's any wiggle room in that 183 grand. Just to see.
That's fine.
Is that okay? With the board?
It's okay
It's the
with me,
board's pleasure.
we can go over this at the budget here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, is that okay? I'll
The,
try to get
So, and, so, you know, we tried to get a bid out of one way, and I mean, we published this twice in the paper and all that, and they weren't interested in doing it, so.
And when Kelly and I left on Wednesday last week, we had nobody, but they all called, they called me on Thursday and Friday. I actually had to come back in here, and I didn't have any papers with me. I had to pull the bid to talk to them, you know, and then I got their questions answered, and that's probably why you had the
So
alternative.
you had to come in on off days, well, I'll change my recommendation for salary to $2.
I'll be a 50%, 100% increase, okay?
So are we tabling this, or are we approving up to 183?
We're gonna table it, I think.
I think so, until we can.
Is there a reason we can't table it, Kelly?
Not that I know of.
As long as we get something done, we either do the parking lot or we do these shrubs, because they're growing over the windows.
Yeah.
I thought Troy was gonna take care of the shrubs.
Well, that's where we,
Down the road.
Okay,
so we're gonna table it.
Yeah.
okay, all right.
Oh, I think that's fine, Mark, if you wanna meet with them and just clarify anything on that.
I'd like to, and I'd like to get him and Chris.
I mean, clarify between the 2 and 3.
Okay. All right. Kelly, 2020 and 2021 Planning Commission, the Perry Township Planning Commission annual report.
Yeah, the planning commission just gave us their annual report for the last 2 years on, you know, the various actions they took. I mean, it's just all the stuff they did, we have it all.
So, like on the Slocum property, they recommend approval, the last
Recommended to
meeting
deny.
variance.
Recommend to deny it, 2020.
Well, I was just reading.
It's just the annual report.
Variance set, it was recommended, and just what they did. Do we have to approve this?
Yeah, we should.
We just
approve
place it on file.
Oh, on file, okay.
This is a report that has to be done every single year, and they didn't do it last in 2020, so we should accept their report, yes.
Okay. So,
I make a motion, we accept the
Mark
report.
makes a motion, and I'll second it. Any changes, is it okay? Good, okay. Mark. Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Okay. Any additional comments from the public?
I just want to know what's happening with the Slocum property.
Okay,
That'll go to the planning commission
Next Thursday.
this month.
Yeah, next Thursday.
the
Next
17th,
Thursday.
yeah. And I
I
talked to
mean,
your
it's
son,
been 2 years on this.
talked to your son today about it, I mean,
Oh,
make
did
sure he
you?
put, I did, he called me, and to make sure he had it on his calendar. So,
Okay.
and he does, so, okay. Yeah.
Mark, I do have one thing.
Yes,
If you guys do decide to do the parking lot, I would recommend doing the shrubs at the same time while they're tearing out everything, so when it's all mess, it's all cleaned up at the same time.
that's true. Yeah.
So, I mean, if you're gonna renovate the parking lot, you might as well just rip out the shrubs and get it all redone at the same time, so.
Good point.
It'll really keep an eyesore out of there, and they can work in between everything, so.
Get all that crap out of there.
Yeah, because they're probably gonna have to have Miss Dig come out and survey everything, so that'll let you know where all the buried lines are and stuff like that, so.
Yeah, exactly. Good point. Okay, Anthony, thank you. Anything else?
Motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn and.
Second. Everybody's like.
50.
And that's news.
All in favor?
Aye.
Hey.